Hello everyone, and welcome to a new thing I thought I might do. And this is a podcast. It's called Patrick Rambles, I think, or Patrick Rants. Maybe it might turn into that. Let's hope not. But yes, this is a series where I eat breakfast, and you don't see me. And yes, so today I am trying out a new diet plan, which my dietitian Jim has worked up for me. So I'm going to try it out now. For breakfast, Patrick is having a 2-egg omelette with potato and onions and brown sauce because yes, flavour. Also, I have to drink a pint of water, which is rubbish because juice. But yes, today I thought, oh, that is ridiculously squishy. That potato is not cooked. Oh god. Right, this is going to be great fun. Oh yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Oh, I cannot eat that. Oh, that's disgusting. I really should cook. I don't know how to cook this. Diet plan is starting tomorrow. I'm going to have a bowl of Wheatos. So yes, I have a bowl of Wheatos and a banana because I thought, fruit and bananas are good for things. So yes, today I'm going to talk about a topic which, ramble about a topic which, to be honest, after today will be over. And if you're listening to this tomorrow, well, it's probably not relevant to you at all. But today, Thursday the 23rd of June, is EU Referendum Day in Britain. And I'm not going to talk about which way I'm going to be voting. I'm not going to be talking about whether I'm going to be remaining or leaving, which, to be honest, is what I've just said. But I'm going to be talking about something which has really, really annoyed me about this referendum campaign in the echo chamber, which is my kitchen. Mine, yes, I have a house. It's really annoyed me just recently, this referendum campaign. Everyone's got really opinionated, and I can understand why. We've got to vote for once. We, the people, have got a referendum that we can deal with. It's very nice of the politicians. They could have voted for this themselves, and if they had, we'd have probably been remaining. It's nice for them to kind of put it out to us and say, okay, there you go, you have fun. Now, it's... Everyone has decided that they know everything. Not everyone, sorry. Lots of people. There are lots of people who are very nice about it and sit back and kind of, go, okay, this is great, this is what I'm doing. That's fabulous. I'm talking about how hostile it has become. It's become very, very hostile. I've spoken to lots of people, especially yesterday, who said, I can't even mention it without getting attacked or shouted at by somebody. And that's not a joke. I was in a choir rehearsal, actually, yesterday, and one of my friends said, I only know about the out. Can someone give me in points? And I went, okay, I'll act as a devil's advocate. I've kind of tried to remain as neutral as I can when discussing it recently. And that's actually because of my girlfriend's parents. At the start of the campaign, I was ridiculously biased towards Remain, purely because Michael Gove was on the Leave side. And I had a chat with them, and I came out realising that people who are voting, there's this stigma around people who are voting Remain and voting Leave. And people have got to realise, in the media, we see a lot of kind of extraordinarily biased things. The media only want to clinch onto things which will get them ad revenue. So, let's say the Daily Mail Online, for example. It wants to get money-grabbing titles which make people go up and read their newspaper, and thus they'll get sales, or if it's online, they want people to clickbait and, get them ad revenue. Now, this is so happens on Facebook. You share an article by The Sun, the greatest point of all knowledge about, anything. And they'll, it'll be like, ooh, Boris Johnson does this as he blah. And it's like, ooh, he really shouldn't have done that as the Facebook title. And then it's like, you go on and it's like, Boris Johnson is eating a Snickers bar. And it's like, fabulous. What has this got to do with anything? So a lot of this EU referendum is clickbait, basically. It's people showing Britain first on the right, going, oh, we've got to be, Britain and immigrants, and, they're making it like it's all about just immigrants. And then there's the left, who predominantly Remain, who are saying, oh, no, no, I'm making it about political bias. No, sorry, I got that completely wrong. It's not even about political bias. You've got people like, I won't even go into the left and right, because you can pick Remain or Leave, whichever way you lean, or in the political circle. But more on that in another podcast, if anyone wants to listen. You probably don't. So, basically, you've got Britain First, who are going, oh, let's invade a mosque and talk about how Islam's taking over the country, and let's, do some stuff and, get in the newspaper. And lots of people only see the out camp as racists, which is absolutely bobbins. Absolutely bobbins. And people only see the in camp. I don't know. The in camp is this angelic haven of wonderfulness, and it's not, because the in camp is guilty of a lot of bullying by calling people racists. Which is better? Being an actual racist is obviously the worst thing to do, but at the same point, bullying people who aren't racists by calling their political point of view in a democracy racist is stupid. That's just mean, and it's wrong, and it's not right. Okay, so if you're stereotyping, that's up there too. That's bad. That is bad. Because if you look at the polls, 44 million people are estimated to be voting out, and 44 million people are estimated to be voting in. So that's like half of the country is voting one way, and half of the country is voting the other. So technically, the other person that you're walking past on the street is voting the opposite way to you. Or they could be neutral, but they're voting the opposite way to you. Now, does that nice woman over there who's doing her hanging baskets look like a violent mosque invader? She might be in her free time, but she's probably not. Everyone needs to vote. Oh, sorry, I've got really off. I'm rambling. Everyone... Right, I'll get back to the lesson thing. Ramble gone. So, I was in lesson, and someone comes over to me and I say, oh, I'll act as devil's advocate and I'll do the in camp. And I'm saying, I'm giving the key points of the in argument. And all of a sudden, within about 30 seconds, and we're surrounded by loads of people who are sending barbs left and right. And then, there's more in, because I live in Cheshire, than there is out. I then start to try and present an argument for the outside, at which point someone then thinks I'm going to be voting for the outside, and therefore, for the rest of the evening, my girlfriend and I are kind of like people... And it was just friendly joking, but it did get quite annoying. People behind us just constantly throwing like remarks about how I should be voting in from behind. And it was joking, a lot of it was joking, but it's like, one, I'm not saying my political leaning, but, I wasn't saying that I'm voting Leave. I'm not saying that I was voting in. I was simply putting across the argument so people can decide for themselves. Because that's what democracy is. People vote for what they most believe in, not what you tell them to believe in. Because that is just wrong. That's brainwashing. Anyway, so yes, constant remarks. And this is how it's become. It's become really poisonous, even in a high school. Or college, or sixth form. It's wrong. And I understand, as a sixth former, I've not paid any taxes, I've not worked in the real world, I've not done anything really of note. So, I mean, I can't say that I even know a smidge of what might be making people vote either way. I've just... this is why I'm not throwing my political leanings out there, because yes, I can vote, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to kind of present an argument of, I know everything, which, because this vote has become really quite, accessible to everyone, lots of young people who haven't, got anything, who've lived in a microcosm of school. So they're either going to be saying what their friends have been saying or what their parents have been saying. They've not had a chance to develop their own argument because they've not worked in the real world. Neither have I. So I can't say that I can present a biased argument. A biased argument? No. I can't present a valid argument. I'm going to vote on what I believe is right for the world at this time. But I can't vote due to, tax things. I can look at figures, but I can't say how that'll affect me. I can talk to my parent, but that, doesn't, he's biased, so I can't say I know everything, which unfortunately at the beginning of this campaign, I was going through a wee socialist phase, but that's gone now. All teenagers go through a socialist phase. Have we noticed this? That's another that's another day for the utopia trap. But let's that's what I called it. But anyway, I'm sure it's a sci-fi novel. Anyway, but yes, I'm simply saying, okay, if you're going out to vote today, don't listen to anyone on Facebook because Facebook is stupid. Don't go on Facebook and go, John from Hampshire, who owns 12 pigs, has said, vote in because my pigs are great. No, you can, if you're a very selfless person, vote for John. But don't, because, it's not you. Vote for, you're having an 18-year-old from Cheshire who sat behind his nice table eating Weetabix, Wheatos, kind of saying, yes, do this. But vote how you want. But I'm begging you, do research before you vote. And then be anonymous about it. Because nobody likes someone who goes and brags about how they've voted. You wouldn't do it at the general election unless you were, one of the Referendum or something, or Corbynite. Oh God. Anyway, you wouldn't, you didn't see this at general elections. All of this spite and hatred seems to have been spurred since 2014, when UKIP were kind of on the rise. You didn't see any of this during, I didn't, mind you, I was a lot younger then. But you didn't tend to see this around the 2012 Olympics. The 2012 Olympics was a wonderful time where all of Britain came together and it was like, ooh, look at us, we're great and we're a united world in kind of, that sounds like I'm voting in. I'm not, remaining neutral. We were a world and we were a progressive country and we were saying, look, okay, this is how we're doing it. We're all one people and we're doing it fabulously. And then a couple of years later, along comes Mr. Farage and a lot of hatred and a lot of zeal begins to get slung from either side of the argument. Extreme parties begin to be elected, like Mr. Corbyn, and then you get... It's just weird, and it's horrible. So all I'm asking people, please stop being nasty and mean. Calm yourselves. It is a vote. It is an important vote, but it is not so important that we go around ending friendships with people. And it's not so important that we need to go on Facebook every 5 minutes and post an update telling people, bullying people. Oh, God's sake. I've seen some statuses where it's like, if you're an undecided voter, vote in. And it's like, great, no, don't follow a Facebook status. Also, don't follow party videos. If you see a video on Facebook and you vote to follow it, vote a specific way because someone's got nice graphics and a nice trustworthy young man on the other side going, now the EU does this, or, the EU doesn't do this. It's like, yes, good budget, but don't, lots of that is absolute rubbish. Like, either side, people have looked into those videos and gone, well, that's wrong, and that's wrong. Everyone's lying, and this is called propaganda, children. Children? Oh, God, that sounds so patronising. I'm really sorry. It's a thing. I try not to be... It comes with the alliteration of the name, patronising Patrick. Let's move on. Propaganda, okay. It's like my favourite thing about this whole Russia thing, right? So, one side, Russia Today, who are one of the most biased news organisations in the world, say, American aeroplanes perform dangerous manoeuvres around Russian planes as they do peaceful flyby, or something like that. And then an American newspaper says, Russian planes flying too close to Allied territory. And, look in the middle, because both sides are going to be trying to persuade you of their argument, okay? You wouldn't believe, 100% that the American planes were just going to a Russian plane to, do flips about it. But you wouldn't also believe that the American planes were being, beautiful, wholehearted, freedom people, but, glorious people going along. And it's the same with this party propaganda, okay? The budget figures, okay? We do send a lot of money to the EU. We also get a lot of that money back, and, there is money which would have to be paid to access the free market. But there is a middle ground. There is a middle ground, and you have to vote how you believe it should work. Now, enough, actually. I think this has gone on for far too long. I don't know. Oh, bloody 16 and a half minutes of me talking. I'm so sorry. You probably won't have reached this bit. But yes. Have fun. Go out and vote how you believe. Don't listen to other people. Be an individual and go out and do a lot of research on it. And then vote whichever way affects you most. Vote how you believe you should vote. Not what Jeff down the road begs you to do on Facebook because he's 15 and he's decided that Britain will collapse if we leave the EU. And don't vote the way that Mr. Farage is saying because he simply thinks that immigrants are a bunch of fruitcakes and loonies. Vote your own way. Would fade out with Fleetwood Mac now, but copyright, so I'll just kind of hum it and then fade out. So, this is going to clunk the mic around.